I recently sat down with a friend of mine who is a direct primary care physician. She was actually one of the first ones in the country. She started her practice over 10 years ago. And so a direct primary care doctor only takes cash. So it's a great, I feel like it's a great model because I know we've talked about it many times on this channel and on these videos. So essentially what a direct primary care does is you just pay a doctor a monthly subscription fee typically. On average, it's somewhere around $100, $150 a month. So it averages out to about anywhere from $1,000 to $2,000 a year in terms of cost. And that's it. That's all you pay them. You don't pay any co-pays. There's no deductibles for primary care. And you get your doctor's cell phone, direct email. You can reach out to them anytime. It's like having a friend or a family member that's a doctor that you can reach out to anytime as part of this subscription. And it's great for doctors because it's reliable income, it's subscription, you don't have to chase down insurance, you don't have to chase down bills. So the cost of operating the practice is a lot lower. So doctors can focus more time on providing care instead of chasing down paperwork. And I talked to my friend and she said, hey, this is a great model and it's really expanding. And what we're seeing now is that more and more doctors are going this route. So a lot of patients are expecting to pay for their health care. So if I'm going to pay for it anyways, why not have a subscription where I can get access to my doctor anytime? So according to a Harvard Review study, about 10% of doctors are actually looking to go cash within the next 3 years. And that's going to be a big shift in the way that we pay for medicine because instead of going through insurance, negotiated rates, chasing down paperwork, up to 70% of the transaction cost or 70% of the cost of medicine can be traced back to transaction costs, whether it's negotiating fees, whether it's the billing and clearinghouses and dealing with insurance and so forth. It's a hefty amount of money that we're spending in terms of administration instead of actual care. And then also, I asked my friend, why aren't more doctors doing this? Because if it's such a good thing for doctors and for patients, why only 10%? And she goes, well, in the hospital, it's actually even less. 5% of doctors want to go cash. And it's because she feels it was a really interesting concept. It was actually similar to Stockholm Syndrome. So Stockholm Syndrome is when if somebody's kidnapped, they actually end up falling in love or having a really close connection positively with their kidnapper. And it's because they're used to this environment for so long that it's all they know. Similar to a lot of times we see people that are in prison. If they're in prison for a really long time, they're used to that routine. They're used to what to expect. So when they're released, it's hard for them to get used to life on the outside. So a lot of times people end up going back in because they're used to the system, they're used to the routines. And similar with doctors, we're trained to really think about how do we provide care within this particular system. And even though the system is getting harder and harder for doctors to be creative, to be innovative, and to think outside the box, and to really take care of patients, a lot of doctors are still used to the system, and they don't know what it's like on the other side. And a lot of doctors, they want a lot of security. A lot of times people choose medicine because they were told that it's going to provide them a stable lifestyle. They're going to have a high income, and they're going to be able to take care of their family, to be able to then take a risk and to become an entrepreneur, go cash only, build up your own practice. That's really scary for a lot of doctors, and that's why a lot of doctors aren't able to start their own practices. So if there's a way for doctors to start their own cash practices in a really stable way that's going to allow them to pay the bills and give them a lot of security, I would say a lot more doctors are going to do it.